Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we will cover on a new chapter, which is chapter 5, Development Strategy. These are the chapter objective for this topic and also this objective. If we are looking for the previous past 10 years ago, the company are either choose to develop the information system via the in-house development or by purchase it. Some of the company even hired a consultant to perform the work. In this slide, you can see the picture of an organization chart in a software company, where a company will be led by the head of the development and will be assisted by a department manager. For example, product manager, business manager, software development manager, and also the quality analysis manager, where these department manager are assigned to monitor every team member in the department. Development strategy overview. Company must deal with the impact of the internet. A lot of a new information system today should at least include the internet function in their development system. Software outsourcing option and in-house software are one of those development alternatives. In the previous slide, we did touch about the internet impact. One of the impact of the internet is the introduction of software as a service. Software as a service rather than a product, in bracket SaaS. It is a software licensing and delivery model in which software is licensed on a subscription. It is sometimes also referred to as on-demand software. Service means you need to pay. Example of available service in the internet today, for example, to convert a word to PDF or to convert JPEG image to PNG. Okay, there is a research done by Mr. Gardner, where in the research he did predict that the worldwide SaaS revenue will reach 14.5 billion in 2012, which it is a 17.9% increase from the previous 2011, and that by 2015 SaaS revenue will grow to until $22.1 billion. Traditional versus web-based system development. Which one to choose? Traditional development. System design is influenced by the compatibility issue, both hardware and software specification. Systems are designed to run on local network. Web-based features are treated as enhancement rather than the core element of the design, which means the core software is using the Windows base. Traditional development typically follow one of three main parts. The first one, in-house development. The second one, purchase of a software package with a possible modification. And the third one is to use outside consultant. Scalability affected by network limitation and the constraint. Many applications require large desktop computing power and resources. Security issue usually less complex than the web-based system. Okay, next for the web-based development. Systems are developed and delivered in a internet-based framework such as .NET, IBM WebSphere, and PHP. Example of PHP application today, we have a Zen framework, Cake PHP framework, Code Igniter framework, and also Laravel. For Microsoft .NET framework, we have VB, C++, C Sharp, and also JavaScript. For the web-based development, it treats the web as platform rather than just a communication channel. easily scalable, and can run on multiple hardware environments. Even nowadays, we can run it on a mobile and tablet. Used for computer relationship management, for example, Facebook. Order processing, for example, Mudah.my Trivago, and also material management, for example, booking ticket online. It treats the software application as a service that is less dependent on desktop computing power and resources. Development happen in in-house development might require additional layer called as middleware to communicate between the existing software with the legacy system. Next, we are moving to Web 2.0. Web 2.0 will enhance the interactive experience. Example of Web 2.0 is Wiki, blogs, and Joomla. Social networking such as Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And also we have cloud computing, which may offer an overall online software and data environment to the user. The growth of outsourcing. A firm that offers outsourcing solution is called as a service provider. Application service provider in bracket ASP is a firm that delivers a software application or access to an application by charging a usage on the subscription fee. Internet Business Services in bracket IBS is a web-based support for transactions such as order processing, billing, and customer relationship management. There are three definitions of outsourcing fee. First one, a fixed fee model uses a set fee based on a specified level of service and the user support. For example, how long you are planning to use the service, 3 years, 4 years, and etc. The second type of outsourcing fee is based on a subscription model that has a variable fee based on the numbers of user or workstation that have access to the application. And the last one, a usage model or transaction model charge a variable fee based on the volume of transaction or the operation performed by the application. If you are planning to use outsourcing, there is some issue and concern. Mission critical IT system outsource if the result is a cost attractive, reliable, and business solution. But they can affect a day-to-day company operation and can raise some concern if the support office is far. It will take time for them to travel to the field to troubleshoot the problem. If you are choosing offshore outsourcing, offshore means that this is a process for shifting the IT development support and operation to other countries. Many firms are sending the IT works overseas at an increasing rate. The main reason is because of lower bottom line costs and also the labor are maybe cheap. Offshore outsourcing, however, involves some unique risks and concern. In-house software development option. Company choice is to develop its own system or purchase, possibly customize and implement a software package. Most important consideration is the total cost of ownership in bracket TCO. 100% ownership belongs to the company that developed the system totally. To make or buy decision. The choice between developing versus purchasing often is called a make or buy or build or buy decision. Instead of outsourcing, a company can choose to develop a system via in-house or to purchase, and then there is a possibility to customize a commercial package after the purchase. Okay, the process to make or buy or to build or buy is after the analysis process in the system development life cycle. And then after the decision has been made, only the process can be proceed to the implementation stages. A few things to consider. Developing software in-house will satisfy unique business requirement, means it will easily customize the scope to meet the unique business requirement of each customer, minimize the changes in the business procedures and policy, which means there will be no TCO needed, 100% will owned by the company. The system also will meet the constraint of the existing system, means that any new software installed will work with the existing system. By developing the software in-house also, the system also will meet the constraint of the existing technology, which means the new system must work with existing hardware and also with the legacy system. Next, by developing the software in-house also, it will develop the internal resources and the capability. Means company need to develop and train an IT staff that understand the organization business function and the information support needs. In slide number 20, we will see what is the advantage of purchasing a software package can give in return. The first one, lower costs. A software package almost always is less expensive than in-house development. Second one, required less time to implement. The package have already been designed and being programmed and also tested and documented ready. The third one, the software also is proven reliability and performance benchmark. Major problems probably have been detected already and corrected by the vendor. Another advantage from purchasing a software package. Required less technical development staff. Company can reduce the numbers of programmer and system analysts on the IT staff. Next one, future upgrades provided by the vendor. Improvement and enhancement included in the new version or release. Next, input from other company. You can contact the users in other company to obtain their input and impression about the product before you purchase the software package. Figure 7.10 is the summary. Company consider various factors when comparing in-house development with the purchase of a software package, which we already cover from slide number 18 until slide number 21 before. Other than to develop the software in-house and purchase a software, there is a third option, which is to purchase and customize the software upon the purchase. Purchase a basic package that vendor will customize to suit your needs. You need to discuss directly with the software vendor to make enhancements to meet your needs by paying for the changes. Purchase the package and make your own modification, in bracket, if this is permissible under the terms of the software license. The software acquisition process. Acquisitions means gaining or receiving. There are 6 steps in the software acquisition process. Step number 1, evaluate the information system requirement. First, we must identify the key features, variable, and scope. Next is to consider the network and also the web-related issue. Next, estimate volume and future growth. And the last one, we need to specify the hardware, the software, or the personal constraint. After we have identified all the key features, variable, and scope, next is to estimate the volume and the future growth. From figure 7.15 below is the volume estimate for an order processing system, showing current activity level and 2 forecasts. One based on the existing order processing procedure and another that assume a new website is operational. So this example is based on the online order processing system. If you can see, for customer, current level of customer is 36,500. Okay, for the incoming future, there is expecting numbers of growth from 36,500 to 40,150. Okay, but if they implement the new system, okay, assuming that there is a new website is operational, the numbers of the customer will be growth more, which is 63,875. And then in terms of the daily orders, current level, the numbers is 1,435. And then for future, based on the existing procedure, the numbers of the daily orders will be increasing to be 1,579. But assuming a new website is operational, okay, when the new system is running, the numbers of the daily orders will be increased until 2,811. Okay, this future growth also happen for daily orders line, sales representation, order processing support staff, and also the numbers of product. Where in terms of the numbers of product, currently in the company they have 600 products in total. Okay, based on the existing procedure, if they are still carry on this procedure, the numbers of product is increased from 600 to 650. But assume that there is a new website is operational, the numbers of product is increased from 600 to 900 products. This is to prove that if they implement the new website, it will boost the numbers and the performance of the company for their online ordering processing. Okay, to choose which vendor is the best to develop the information system for your company, there are two types of calculation that we can measure. The first one is unweighted evaluation model, and the second one is weighted evaluation model. Okay, for example, in the unweighted evaluation model, we have variable price, completion dates, layout design, reference, and then we have three vendor, vendor A, vendor B, and also vendor C. Okay, in terms of price, vendors A, the marks is 6, vendor B is 5, vendor C is 9, which means in terms of price, vendor C can provide the most cheapest software. Okay, in terms of completion date, for example, vendor A score only 2, but vendor B is 5 and vendor C is 8, which means vendor C can complete the project much faster compared to vendor B and also vendor A. And then in terms of layout, the winner is from vendor A and also vendor B. And then in terms of references, okay, what is mean by references? References is coming from others users or others customer, which this person is already used the system before. Okay, so for the references, vendor A have the highest score, which is 10, which means that most of the existing user, they are suggesting vendor A for the best company. Okay, and then if we total for all the variable, the score for vendor A is 26, the score for vendor B is 24, and the score for vendor C is 25. Okay, so which means the best candidate of vendor to be choose to develop our system is coming from vendor A because the score is 26. Okay, so this is a simple unweighted evaluation model. Okay, what is means by weighted evaluation model? Okay, so the figure below, okay, we are still using the previous variable, which is the price, the completion date, the layout or the design, and also the references. Okay, but in the dependent variable, we add the weight factor. Okay, so what is mean by weight factor? Okay, the highest the numbers of weight means that the priority is higher. Okay, for example, the highest for the weight factor is fall under layout and design, which means we put more priority for the system in terms of their layout and also their design, which means the priority, the important for the system, the layout and the design must be nice and effective, for example. Okay, so after we already put the factor, and then we just simply can copy the result from the unweighted evaluation model, and then all of this score we multiply by the weight factor, and then we can get the total point in below score. For example, vendor A now, the total is 630, vendor B is 620, and vendor C is 645. Okay, even in the unweighted model, vendor A have the highest score, but if after we already implement the weighted score in the calculation, so now vendor C has the highest total point in total. So which means that the best company that we can choose is vendor C. Okay, next process is step number 2. Identify the potential vendor or outsourcing option. The internet is a primary marketplace. Okay, so if we want to get the feedback from all of the existing user, one of the best place that we can refer is from the internet. Others approach is to work on the consulting firm. Another valuable resources is the internet bulletin board system that contains thousands of forum called a news group. So from the news group, we can search also for the references of the potential vendor. Step number 3, evaluate others' alternative. We can find the existing user to obtain the feedback and learn about their experiences. We can go for an application testing. Okay, so we can ask the vendor, is it possible for the user in your organization to try the product first? Or we can ask the vendor for benchmarking, which means in terms of benchmarking, we can benchmark the existing software that we are planning to purchase with the existing system that available in the market to measure the time a packet takes to process a certain numbers of transaction, for example. Next, step number 4, perform a cost-benefit analysis. This step is very important to identify and calculate the total cost of ownership in bracket TCO for each option you are considering. And for the step number 5, prepare a recommendation. We need to evaluate and describe the alternative together with the costs, the benefit, advantages, and all the disadvantages of the option that we already evaluate before. Then, the result must be submitted via a formal system requirement and deliver. We also need to deliver a presentation to everyone in the company. Last but not least, step number 6, implement the solution. So after we already purchased the system, next we need to implement the system. Implementation tasks will depend on the solution selected before the new system become operational. You must complete all the implementation steps including the loading process, configuring process, and also you need to test the software. And after that, the user also must be trained and you need to convert all the data file from the previous system to the new system format. End of slide. Thank you.